as we're walking, looking at our tickets, my dad's like, okay, I think we go in here. And Buff Bagwell, like we literally run into him and he's all, shirt off,
Right.
everything. Yeah, just all done up. And we just ran right into him.
Right.
And that was our first impression of, at least for me, seeing wrestling live with my brother.
So seeing like a pretty good-looking, ripped-up, oiled-up
all
dude.
tan and
it
oil.
was a positive sign for you. That
I was like, Dad, I'm going to do this forever.
Oh, what's your story? Don't you dare be sour. Clap for Stephanie and feel the power.
I was just saying, like, Post Malone was at Saturday Night's main event, and I just went to say hello and introduce myself. He's like, Bailey, where's that? I just don't. I guess because I'm in it and like I'm still a big fan. To meet these people that are fans of us just still blows my mind. But like, yeah, it just keeps growing so much. It's crazy. But
it's crazy. So I have to tell like a star story because I usually don't do this, but it was cool. So I was at the Boys and Girls Club alumni dinner, and I had the chance to meet Denzel.
Oh my gosh!
And I get introduced to him by Frank, and I go over and I'm like, sir, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Stephanie McMahon. I'm with the W. And as I'm saying it, he goes, I know who you are.
Oh
and I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
Washington?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was like, that's, that. I mean,
Yeah.
But it does. It brings people together from all different walks of life, from all different countries, all different cultures.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
It's people that you wouldn't expect either, like, well, especially, I mean, I don't know, I feel like it was in the 90s, it was very popular, like pop culture and everything, but it feels like it's come back around to all of that
I agree.
again,
It's at another level.
Yeah, it's like blowing my mind.
Jelly Roll
That is,
wrestling at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He looks great. Have you seen him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess just SummerSlam.
No, but did you see his post on social?
No, I haven't.
So he's lost another like 40 pounds.
Oh my God.
And he's shaved
Wow.
his face. And he jokes on this clip. He says he looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja
I was going to say a Ninja Turtle.
He's
but
ready
he's
to get
a very
back in
handsome
there, huh?
face.
Yeah.
Listen, if
He's
you
so
say-
cool. He was so sweet too.
He's a great
so
guy.
Sweet. He
Great
was like all
guy.
appreciate. I was just saying like you were great last night. Like my favorite match of the night. Really.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, thank you. So appreciative.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
Right?
That's crazy. Good for him.
Speaking of the 90s, he's rocking the one shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just overalls in general.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But then the one shoulder adds another element.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool, right?
We've managed to talk about overalls.
Oh,
many pods.
There's like a
That's
thread
funny.
of overall
It's
theme.
the word you're supposed to say.
Well, because we also interviewed Dylan, who is from Oshkosh.
Oh.
Yes, as is Tyrese Halliburton.
Really?
And it was like a very weird, and now again, but so we started talking about Oshkosh Bagosh,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah, I know.
And Steph's.
Yeah.
And then
And then we pull
we
up
don't
this
have
picture.
to,
Yeah.
we don't have to pull it up again.
No.
It's, wait, have you seen the My Buddy picture of me? Okay, we can pull
No.
it up. Okay. Just because it's funny.
Okay.
I mean, I guess this is the gag. No, it's a real thing. I mean,
Should have worn overalls.
You're right.
Damn it.
I know. That you were so close.
I
Leather
know.
ones, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, I could do
Oh
that.
my God. Oh, that's you.
So that's me on the right.
Oh shit.
Now, I predate the My Buddy doll.
Really?
So now, my
So-
outfit is a dress. So it's not the pants, but oddly similar in the long sleeve shirt.
We think they created the doll after
Yeah.
I mean,
so there's
they
some
had to have,
royalties
right?
too.
Checking in on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my proof right there.
Yeah.
right?
That's
Yeah.
They clearly.
I need to
took
call
you,
a law
your
firm
image.
that
Yeah.
that needs to sponsor our podcast, and then we can make that.
That picture's
make that a
so
thing.
funny. That's so good. I love it.
So, Pam Bailey, you, like many of us, you grew up a fan
Yeah.
of WWE, and it is something that you did with your dad.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the unique things about our business is, as we were saying before, all different walks of life, but it's how it really brings people together.
Yeah.
And those are the stories that I've heard all my life. when people used to come up to my dad, you know, and ask for his autograph and stuff, they would always say thank you, which I always thought was different. It wasn't, I mean, at the time cell phones didn't exist, so you weren't
Right.
taking pictures, but they always said thank you and told some story. Like I always watched with my dad and he, you know, recently something happened, or it was the only thing that brought me together with my brother or my sister,
Yeah.
or, you know, like all of these, even immigrants who come here and learn how to speak English by watching WWE,
Yeah.
which is kind of
mean,
remarkable.
that's pretty great.
They're very exclamatory all the time.
Yeah.
They're only yelling.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
But so can you tell me of like, not a special event necessarily, but like a moment with you and your dad that you'll never forget?
Ooh, that's a good one. Man, I feel there's so many. I think he was trying to think of one moment. Like I would say my first real moment was the first time I saw wrestling live, and my dad took me and my brother to an independent show, and Buff Bagwell was on the show. So I was like, oh, this guy on TV. It was actually the promotion I started training with when I was
Really?
older.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was 12 years old at this time. And, you know, it's in a small like boys and girls club, and we'd never been before. I've never been to a show. We don't know how independent wrestling works or anything like that. And we were just walking in trying to find our seats. And it's public hallway where the fans are walking in, and it was like combined with the entrance. So as we're walking, looking at our tickets, my dad's like, okay, I think we go in here. And Buff Bagwell, like we literally run into him, and he's all, you know, shirt off,
Right.
everything. Yeah, just all done up. And we just ran right into him as we're trying to go through the doors. And I was like, it's kind of just like struck me right in the
Right?
moment, you know?
I
It's like,
bet.
I'm here, you know? Like it couldn't shout any louder, being like, you're at a wrestling show, you know?
Right,
And
right.
that was our first impression of, at least for me, seeing wrestling live with my
So
brother.
seeing like a pretty good looking, ripped up, oiled up
all
dude.
tan and
it
oil,
Was,
yeah.
was a positive sign for
yeah,
you. That
yeah. I
this
was like,
is
Dad, I'm gonna do this
something-
forever. 12 years old. I was wearing I think I was wearing
Yes.
like a Snow White hoodie or something. I was like, cool. So embarrassing. But
Oh
yeah,
my God, that's so
like
funny.
my first real memory that really struck me, and just seeing wrestlers for the first time. Like I've told this before, but seeing their feet on the mat, like seeing that they were real people,
Right.
and not just seeing it on TV. So seeing that they're real people for the first time, I could tell my dad was looking at me differently watching it, you know? Like
Yeah.
he could see it in me that I was like, oh, I'm done. Like this is it, you know? Like
I've
I
seen
can
that
do
look.
this.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was like the first one that really comes to me and means a lot, because there's like a picture of me and my brother like sitting on the ring that we were, and it's from I forget what year that was, but it's an old one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
I'm like, wait, we
That's
have it.
that's the
Yeah.
show.
That's so cute. Can
That's
you guys put it up?
crazy. Oh wait, I'm not wearing the hoodie I thought I was, but I am wearing the Hardy Boys necklace that I wore every single day.
Oh my God, look how cute.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I love it.
So it's 2002.
I was gonna say.
And you can see Buff Bagwell in the back. They would do like intermission of Polaroids in the ring, but I think like we couldn't afford the pictures, like an extra
Right.
whatever, $10 or something. And so my dad's like, just sit on the ring and I'll try to get him in the background. And
Oh my
that's
God,
it.
that's so funny.
We met Buff Bagwell kind of, ran into him and got our picture. Yeah. Oh gosh, that's so funny. My
What do you
brother's
have,
wearing
like,
a
a
little
program?
SpongeBob shirt. Yeah, the little program. I still have that. Have it hanging up in like
Really?
my office. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the ticket and everything. Crazy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm a loser.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it
Yeah.
so much.
It's the best. I'm lucky.
It is the best.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, was that was the moment for you?
I think so, yeah, because it was, like I said, literally, it's hard to
was Buff
imagine.
Bagwell.
Right. Well, yeah.
I mean,
he gets a lot of credit.
Basically, he gets a lot of the credit.
My dad?
No, Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell. Where you at?
I mean, this is the
Yeah.
breaking news because I don't think anybody really knew
No,
that, you know. So
yeah.
it's all Buff Bagwell.
He's the reason I always, say Macho Man and the Hardys, but I'm gonna
No.
say you're right.
Yep.
You really got in there.
I did.
That's
Damn.
my
See,
story.
that's-
Right?
Buff Bagwell. Wow,
got it
I
out.
guess we're done. That's so funny. I didn't even watch I didn't watch much WCW or anything either, but obviously I knew who he was.
Right.
You know? So I didn't go crazy.
So what was the promotion that you worked for?
It's called they still run now at Big Time Wrestling. Yeah. So they were.
And what would you say is your best lesson you learned there?
Oh gosh.
Either what to do or what not to do anywhere.
My trainer was very tough on me, but the good tough, where it was he was very similar to my basketball coach in high school, where if someone sees potential in you, they're gonna push you
Yeah,
really
hard.
hard. And sometimes it's I think they hate me, but they see the potential and they want to see if you stick around and see if you can handle it and see how you react to things. And that's how my trainer was. His name was Jason Stiles, and he pushed me so hard. But I was the only girl, so they didn't treat me any differently. They didn't treat me special. They weren't soft around me. We set the ring up.
yeah.
We tore it down right after the shows and stuff.
You were the
there he
only
is.
girl out of how many?
When I first started, my first day, there was 3 other guys that had started the same day. Then a couple, they start dropping off after a
Right,
few months.
right.
And then, but the actual core of the guys training, I would say there's 10 of us every week,
Yeah.
And it was fun. There was a while where we had a bunch of us in there, but for the most part, the people that stuck around there was 10 of us. And then they would bring people in from LA and other places, other cities to do shows. And they had to fly girls in from LA to work with me because there's nobody in my area that
And so
wrestled.
you didn't work with the guys?
No, I did maybe 2 or 3 times. One of my trainers put on a hoodie and
Right,
wrestled,
right.
Yeah, so I did a couple and mixed tag stuff, but they always brought a girl in for me. My promoter, his name was Kirk White. He passed in during COVID, but he would fly somebody in every time to make sure that
That's
I
great.
had somebody.
Wow. That's cool.
He was the best. He loved me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think you learned there? And it just one of the lessons. I don't mean to say the most
Yeah,
important lesson, there's so much pressure.
I think I just really, because I played sports growing up, so I was a very team player, but going into wrestling, you hear all these stories about how it could be a selfish business or you have to look out for yourself. But I really learned that because we have to put the shows together. We have
Right,
to build the
right.
ring. We have to, right after the show, we take it down, then you put in the truck, then you got to go back to the school and set it back up, that taught me that it still is and can be a team effort. And I think I try to carry that, or I did and not really noticed it until I got to WWE, that I carried that with me, that it takes all of us to
Yeah.
make the show.
Yeah.
And we all know that, behind the scenes, it takes literally every single person.
Every single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it changed my whole mindset going in. I thought I was going to be like this all on my own, and this journey is all on my own, and I got to make sure I look out for myself. But yeah, you do. But there's people there that are going to be there for you and help you and stuff. So I think that is what I learned the most, because I still go to their shows. They've been running now for 29 years, and now Kirk's wife and daughter run it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which they never came around.
Yeah.
It was just him. That was his hobby. They let him do his thing, and now they run it, which I think is amazing.
Right.
There's no promotions where women are running these shows, and they're running great shows.
They're doing
selling
awesome.
out. Yeah.
All right.
It's so
Yeah,
fun.
that's
so,
great.
Yeah, to see it still a family company,
Yeah.
and their fan base is very family oriented. It's
And for
beautiful.
it to be a woman and her daughter.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
After he was
It's
the one
amazing.
flying
Yeah.
in girls for you.
Yeah,
It's kind of a cool
and,
full
and
circle.
yeah,
Yeah,
so we have that
that's a great
connection.
point.
My mom invited them to Thanksgiving. Actually,
That's so cute.
Yeah, because they're
they
best
come?
friends now. Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
So
it was awesome. My mom. I'm I think you guys need to come every Thanksgiving because you relieve a lot of stress from my mom. She
Right,
just had
yeah.
her friends around, and she didn't worry
Little
about us doing the
support.
dishes.
It worked out as a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. You guys come by anytime you want.
Christmas.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
always elbow deep in the dishes. But it's me, my mom, and my mother-in-law.
You guys have a system down, I'm sure,
we do,
right?
We do.
Okay.
And then the kids help, but they don't help with the dishes, except for this Thanksgiving because my oldest got in trouble a little bit.
Oh, so she had
So
to.
she had to do.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Peanut. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I have a great picture of it, but I won't share.
She's got the gloves on.
She's making a face.
Of her being in trouble or doing the dishes?
No, doing the
Oh,
dishes.
okay,
She's
okay.
not happy about it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
made fun of my mom because of last year. I was literally, I'm like, you don't even let me finish my dessert, and let's get going with the dishes. I'm like, let me finish my dessert. And
Oh,
so-
that's also her.
yeah. Oh, okay.
She was taking the plates out.
No, Aurora's the one still sitting there.
Yeah.
And she wants everyone to still be sitting there. And
Yeah.
it's very sweet, but yeah.
Like
it's
socially, or because she's a slow eater. Or both?
I think socially more so.
Okay.
You know, I think it's intentional.
Don't feel like cleaning yet. Let me just take a slower
Definitely my
bite.
I'm
move.
just
by the
gonna.
way.
Yeah.
I do that. I was sitting there because, like, for that moment, I didn't have anyone on any kids on my lap, or like, so I
Right.
was just like, I'm gonna just stay here while
Yeah.
everyone else handles.
Am I getting a minute to myself?
Yes, no, that's exactly
Yeah, that
what
is
happened,
a weird moment.
right?
Yeah. Especially with little ones.
They were in the other room playing with cousins.
Yeah, because they have lots of family over
Right.
for the holidays.
Yeah.
the trick.
It's little distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I try to do the dishes mostly for my kids because, you know, like during the week. On the weekends, I make them help because I do think it's important, just skill set, and they need to contribute.
Yeah.
But, you know, especially in this, I don't mean to sound controversial by saying this, but especially because they're girls
Yeah.
and they're probably going to wind up doing their fair share of dishes in their life.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of, if I can take care of the dinner dishes, like, it's no big deal.
And just when you live on your own.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
It's just,
But that's what I mean. Like, guys just order in.
Yeah. Or they load the dishwasher wrong.
Yeah,
And you
well.
have to scrub it before you put it in the dishwasher.
clean
guys.
them
I am
first.
of
Come
the
on.
clean
Yes.
then load. Yes,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but many are not. Many are not.
We need to teach them.
I'm looking at this
do.
Yeah, let's have
this
a
all
tutorial.
male crew here.
But then, yeah,
I know.
But what my husband will say is he does a poor job on purpose so that I don't ask him to do it again.
Oh. Classic.
But no, he's more than capable and definitely helps out. So I have nothing bad to say.
Good job.
right?
New year, big goals, and of course, the same busy schedule. Factor makes it easy with fully prepared meals so you can eat well without the shopping or cooking.
Factor meals feature quality, functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. Meals that fit your goals and schedule. Healthier eating, calorie management, more protein.
I love Factor because it's always fresh. It's never frozen. It's ready in about 2 minutes. No prep, no stress. Head to factormeals.com/Steph50off and use code STEPH50OFF to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. Is there anything that your dad used to do when you would go to the shows that you remember? Like he always got popcorn, you know, and like that, the ice cream sandwich.
Oh.
Like,
no.
because when it's so funny when Punk used to talk about the ice cream sandwich,
Yeah.
I was all in with him. I loved those ice cream sandwiches when I was growing up, and I ate them at the Garden all the time.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh my God!
Were they
so
the themed ones?
yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, and he has explained it so well. But it is like the biscuit, and then the thick ice cream. It was like I don't know, an inch of like this really good thick vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
And then it was like a chocolate back.
Okay.
And on the front, there was always a WWE superstar.
Okay.
So,
Sounds so good.
Right?
oh my God, it was so
I've
good.
never- I
and in
never
my
had that.
mind, they were giant, but I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then when they came back out with them, they were still amazing, but slightly different. But I
Right.
swear they were like
Tiny.
a quarter of the size.
Yeah.
They're the mini sandwiches.
Yeah,
for sure.
they were much smaller.
I
much
never had any. It must have been a little bit before my time of
Yeah, it must have
watching.
been. It must have been.
Yeah, just a
But-
little bit.
Yeah. But no, but so I could relate when Punk first talked about that. And
Yeah.
I made me like him right away.
Yeah,
It did.
'Cause You can
I was
relate
like,
to
oh,
it and
I-
connect. Yeah,
I too love these ice cream bars.
making me
Yes, we
hungry
should
now.
bring them back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, Superstars ice cream bars.
I would freak out if I
Those
was
are the
ever on an ice
original?
cream bar.
Yes.
That
Those
is
are the
so
original.
cool.
so cool.
They were the best.
And they came in that box.
Yes. So you're sitting in your seat, and they came with a little cooler,
Oh my.
and they'd bring it to you. You know, it
The
was
fact that they
awesome.
had them at the shows is cool. I was
Yeah.
just thinking you go to the store and they
No, I
like, can
never
you buy
saw
them
them.
at the store?
Actually, that's what used to piss me off because I could never find them anywhere.
So only at shows.
I don't know that that was the business model.
Okay.
I just I know that that's where I
Going to the
could
store
find them.
for the ice cream.
And I do remember there being a business story about it being a bad investment or something.
Oh,
yeah. So ultimately, it was a money loser, which is why. But again, I don't know how it was established or set up or anything.
I don't think we did it. We don't have any. I don't have any cool. Like there was no things. That,
No
okay, let's go.
thing,
Yeah, no, we were just lucky to get the tickets. Really,
Right.
Like there was. This was when we had to buy the tickets at like Tower Records or
Yeah,
something, or
yeah.
we would go to the actual arena. And the way they did it at my arena was you had to go like pick a raffle ticket, kind of.
Oh, that's
like you couldn't,
interesting.
they wouldn't let us get in line. So it didn't matter what time you got there, and they would pick a raffle ticket, and then that's how they started the lines.
Was that
Oh,
effective?
I know. I'm like, that sounds
I don't
rough.
I don't know actually. I
Were
remember.
people upset?
Yeah. It didn't seem like a happy.
Yeah, then
way to do
probably
it.
not
Yeah, I
successful.
don't know why, but it was either like that or they went to Tower Records, or I don't know if they were doing online already or not. But yeah, we were just lucky to get tickets, and we were anywhere we sat. There was one time, and it was a raffle ticket one. There was one time that we got front row because we'd always be, the cheapest tickets, which
Right.
didn't matter. Like if you look, I have old pictures from like
You
a
still run
disposable
into
camera.
to Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, right. All I want to see is Buff Bagwell.
That's right. I mean, we're gonna find out you had posters.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I probably did. I had everybody.
See, now the
didn't matter.
truth comes
You're looking for
out.
a Christmas gift
She's like,
idea.
yes, Buff Bagwell.
Good old Buff. Buff the stuff. But there was one time that we sat front row. We had won the raffle ticket, and we got. And I know my dad wasn't happy because they're expensive, but he couldn't really let us down, and he did end up just forking out the money, and we got front row. And it was when I actually touched Hunter's shoulder that night. Crazy,
hey.
big deal, and
Yes.
Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
And it was Eugene's debut.
Oh,
I saw some big
That's
moments.
a big night.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
big moment. Did
big
you wash
moment.
your hand?
No,
after?
I still haven't. One time my mom took us to No Way Out when Eddie won the title. That was in Cow Palace, so like where we're from.
Yeah.
And I brought one of my friends with us. His name's Boo. He's this big, heavy set dude. So we're trying to get to our seats, and he's like scooching through everybody. And he has like a thing of nachos with all
no.
the cheese.
Oh,
As
no.
he's scooching through, he like spills all over this guy in front. Cheese all
and it's
down.
hot.
Yeah, and
Oh.
it's hot.
Oh my God.
And it's just like I'm sure it was just annoying to see this kid just like.
Oh God.
We were young. I mean, I was like
Damn,
15
Boo.
or something, and he was a couple years younger than me. So this 13-year-old kid or whatever. And my mom's like, "I'm so sorry." She just took like a little napkin and like scooped it off. It was so
Put it back in his
bad.
tray. No.
Wish we had ice
Proper-
creams instead.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, that's one of those are like my two favorite memories. There,
That's
but
awesome.
I wish we had some ice creams in there. We gotta bring them back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Better model.
Yeah.
The grossest thing I ever had thrown at me actually was dip spit.
Oh my God!
A
Disgusting.
warm water bottle of dip spit.
Nope.
As I walked by, so I was in the
handle that.
aisle. It wasn't even like, yeah, it was nasty, and it was warm also. Like I
mean,
know I
what
said
the
that, but
heck?
I'm
I would
reinforcing.
fight.
Trying
And
to take me out right now.
that oh sorry,
Dude.
but that dip smell, you know, it's.
Do you remember what was happening? What was the story? Or
Oh
the-
yeah, it was
what-
when I first turned heel with Hunter. It was like a
Oh.
long time ago. Yeah, and they were hated on us for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, and it was strong, as was the smell.
And
joke
what do you
now.
do? Like what did you just
you
take
play it off.
That's so crazy.
What can you do?
I know.
You know, and I swear there was like a thing of dip like right here.
Man, I feel there's no like natural instinct. Like I feel like a spit.
Yeah.
back
Oh my
on.
Right?
God. I mean, well, and at first I was a little in shock. Like I
Yeah.
didn't realize, and I sort of kept walking, and then I was like, oh my God. And then I looked and I was like, oh.
While they were calling you names, probably.
No, oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But
You guys were
yeah.
evil.
We were pretty evil.
Yeah.
But that was back in the day, you know, when crowds were still slightly rowdier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
You're allowed
rowdy.
to
Yeah.
throw
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'll watch old stuff and I'm like, how the heck did fans get away with that?
No,
you know?
I know, right?
Yeah. Now it's like if you have a
mean-
sign too big, they take it away.
Right?
It's like,
Well, I guess, yeah, with good reason, right?
for sure. Yeah. But it was rowdy back then.
The worst thing I ever had thrown at me was a baseball
What?
from the rafters.
That could have.
No, I know.
How did it get worse than dip?
I know.
baseball?
Hurt worse.
Yeah, well, it could have done some real damage.
Where'd it hit you?
It hit the floor first.
Oh my
Thank God.
God.
So it bounced off the ramp into my belly. So it more just like surprised me, you know. But yeah, that was crazy.
That is so
I
scary.
know, but you know, I wasn't scared. I don't know why.
You're badass.
So stupid.
Yeah. You took it like,
I was like,
That's all you got?
I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, cool. They're throwing shit.
They hate me.
doing my job good. We're psychos, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It takes
Yeah.
a special kind.
Yeah. Someone gets hit with a baseball, you're like, oh yeah.
Ooh, I've got some heat now.
Yeah. And it was during that same time.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's when I was first taught, don't sell face up. You have to roll over because if they throw something in the ring at that time,
Oh,
you could get, you know, it could hurt. Yeah.
That's
Damn.
interesting.
Yeah.
people say wrestling isn't real.
Yeah. But there's little things that you wouldn't even think about
I
that you guys
know.
are doing in there.
Yeah.
Just to protect
yeah,
yourself.
Just to protect.
Oh God, that's so scary.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
so many
but
things.
long time ago.
There's so
I'm
many
old.
things that I'm like, how would I have survived that, or how would I have?
Handled it?
Yeah.
You'd been great. You
I
would
don't know.
have.
She
I'm a
just said
little
she would
wimp.
spit right back at him.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
I
you're
think
not.
it would be-
You just immediately said,
I know, that's
we're,
true.
We're sick. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course
we are.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Me and Cody
sickos.
talk about that all the time.
Yeah,
Like
it's
something's
good.
wrong with us.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, many things, probably.
It's what does he call it? He has a certain word or a certain name for it.
Huh.
Yeah. But he's always comes up to me. He's like, "We're sick." I'm like, I know.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good sickness.
The
Yeah.
fans are thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I always think that like I'm so happy I love something this much that it makes me sick, you know. But in the
Yeah.
best way.
Yeah.
Like some of my friends or people in life, you know, don't get to experience that
That's
crazy
true.
sickness. Yeah.
That's
or the
really
pure like
true.
the high happiness, like the
Well, there's nothing like the
no.
adrenaline.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's nothing like it.
But I mean, I don't have kids, but I'm assuming like and maybe it's not the same, but like the happiness of your kids. I'm like, we get these big moments. That's like, holy crap. I
It's amazing.
accomplished
It's
that,
amazing.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get, we're sick.
Do you ever want to have kids?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, now I'm at an age where like, now I'm kind of open. You know, if it happens, it happens. I'm not
Right,
dating
right.
anybody. But if I were to meet someone, say I met someone today and they wanted to have kids and it's not like I could just like, let's do it, you know?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
want to be with somebody that like if I was going to
Baby
commit
daddy.
to them, yeah, you know, I need to make sure they're fit for that. Like, yeah, I've always thought that I would have kids growing up but I don't know if that was because it's like, oh, it's a thing to do, you know, or
Right.
that's just like what life is, you know? And then as I started getting older and like realizing what I want out of a relationship and stuff, then I'm like, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. But I think I'll be okay if not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a dear friend who went through a lot of really, really bad, hard times, and has just now, for the first time, truly fallen in love.
Oh, amazing. That's
And
the
she's
best.
so happy.
Good.
And it's like the greatest.
Yeah.
But it took her a lot longer than she expected.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like you never know what life's gonna throw your way.
Yeah, life is so weird. I think in these last 5 years, I've just been so open to like anything, literally anything can happen. Like the
Yeah.
weirdest things has happened in life, you know?
Yeah.
Whether it's relationships or, you know, dreams or family or whatever it is, you know? I'm just
Expect the unexpected.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel we're getting into a very deep talk, but I just talked to my cousin about this because I'm like, I feel that I'm in this space where I'm just like, this year it was kind of like, as we get towards the end of the year, I feel like everything in me is like opening up. Like I can feel something shifting and being open where
wow.
I'm like, is something big about to happen? I don't know what it is. or if it's somebody or what it is, but I'm like, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm kind of scared, but I think I'm ready, but I can
That's
feel
exciting.
something.
You can feel
yeah,
something
yeah.
coming.
I
Yeah,
like this
it's
I
energy.
love that feeling.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like the end of the year shift where, all this stuff, my cousin's like, all this stuff you had going on in the year and it's just finally releasing. Like maybe it's some of that, but sometimes I'll just be driving like within this last month and I'm like, something's gonna happen, So I bought a house that's like 30 minutes out from the city. So I don't come into the city as much as I thought I would. But since I've been feeling this, I'm like, I need to go to the gym, or I need to go do this, because what if I'm
You're
going
gonna
to
meet
meet someone?
someone.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like forcing myself, or if somebody has to hang out, and even though I'm exhausted, I'm like, okay, I'm going to
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
you're
just kind of
saying
see what
yes.
happens.
Putting
yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's kind of scary. I've never felt this before.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Hopefully it's
Doesn't
someone,
it?
guys.
I know.
What if I just
Yeah.
win the lottery? That'd be cool too.
I mean,
Yeah.
either or.
Remember,
Either or.
remember
I'll
who
hit you
you
guys up.
shared
Yeah.
this with, okay?
Special.
us.
Yeah. I'll text you guys. Yeah. Hey, remember
I
when you
think
text
it's
me like the
awesome.
other week when you're the wrong Pam?
Yeah. I did.
I was like, Stephanie wants to have a drink with me? Cool.
Pam Kaufman. She still does.
I do. Yeah. It was just.
That's funny.
Yeah. A swing and a miss.
Yeah. You know who texts me on accident all the time is Trish, because she has a nephew named Bailey.
Oh,
So
that's
I will get happy birthday texts all the time. Like, happy 12th birthday. I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Listen,
She's like, damn it, I did it again.
I didn't want to
That's
be
funny.
creepy and do this, but you and I, both born June 15th,
Oh,
1989.
no way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gemini
What
babies.
day part?
I think I was morning.
I don't know when I was born.
No.
I think. It was the same
Mom?
time. Whatever.
Well, I only know that
that's
I was
crazy.
supposed to be born before noon, and it was 11:59, so I know exactly when I was born.
So you go on
You're
your
a
own
little
time.
early. Yeah. This makes sense.
I always think that our birthdays is weird because it's right in the middle of the year. I'm like, June, middle of the month.
Here's the worst
Crazy.
part. Father's Day often
Yeah.
falls on my birthday, our
Yeah.
birthday.
So you don't really get
So
to
this
celebrate.
year, I was like, it's your one day, but it's also mine.
Yeah. So what are we going to do here, huh?
Yeah. So
So-
what do you do?
I think we spent the whole day together with the family.
Yeah. And the
Which
same,
I wanted,
same
but,
happened
like-
with me because my sister and her husband live here. So we went, it was on my birthday. I think
That's
I was
great.
flying out. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been awesome. She has a little baby, so I
No,
get to
it's
hang
so
out with my niece.
great. Yeah.
But we went out and had brunch. And I was like, is this for my birthday or Father's Day? What are we doing?
What are
Who's
we doing
paying?
here?
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Who are we toasting to? Yeah, it happens a lot. It's not bad though, I guess.
That's pretty cool. I wonder if you guys are similar. They say people born on this. No, I mean.
Oh,
you guys,
I was
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
cut that part out.
Jackie,
My brother-in-law, I love him.
No.
Jackie says we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that goes a lot. Yeah.
She's
We're
like,
just a couple of dummies then.
yeah, for sure.
I have a weird sense of humor, so.
Oh, I'm sick.
Yeah.
Also,
All right.
I don't wrestle sick, but I'm sick.
Okay. Yeah.
No, she's plenty sick.
Yeah. Okay.
Different-
I mean, yeah, you
different
guys
sick.
are.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. You have
Yeah.
to be a little bit
She is.
to do
yeah.
this show.
I mean, I
For sure.
had
But
no
so
choice.
Elise first worked for me in WWE. And then she became chief of staff ultimately and was working her way up in the executive ranks. But she is like a force of nature. She knows everything that's going on. She has things like cataloged in her brain. She knows what's happening in everybody's life.
Whoa.
Like who's not okay, who is okay, like what needs to be done. I mean, she's a powerhouse. She's sick, all right.
Yeah.
She's sick about work.
Don't make her cry.
stop.
I know. Well, she is. She's amazing.
I'm exhausted.
That's why I never let her go. I mean, I had to
hurts.
make her a co-host, so I didn't lose her.
Sorry, guys.
Just give her all this
Literally had
random
no
tasks.
choice.
This message is sponsored by Raycon. It's the perfect time to upgrade your gear for the new year. I've been using Raycon's Everyday Earbuds Classic, and they're amazing. Super clear sound and easy to wear all day for music, podcasts, or calls. We also have here the Essential Open Earbuds. They block out distractions while still feeling comfortable, making them ideal for everyday use. And right now, Raycon is ringing in the new year with a sale. So grab them while you can.
The Everyday Earbuds Classic are loaded with upgrades, perfect for tackling your 2026 goals. Active noise cancellation, multi-point connectivity, so you can pair with 2 devices at once, and an ergonomic fit that actually stays put no matter what you're doing.
I love them because they charge quick. 10 minutes gives you 90 minutes of playtime. There's up to 32 hours of battery life with the case.
Plus, over 3 million customers already love Raycons, and they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. So if you don't love them, returns are easy, so you have nothing to lose.
The Everyday Earbuds Classics are here to help you crush your New Year goals. Raycon audio products are having a site-wide sale this January. Go to buyraycon.com/WYS to get 20% off of everything. That's buyraycon.com/WYS. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring.
I was an administrative assistant in talent relations when I started.
Yeah.
And so like I had to put every talent's birthday in the calendar to remind the head of talent relations. And I was like, who has no way? So here I am creepily telling you 11 years later that I knew.
She's been waiting for 11.
No, really.
Yeah. She's like, if I don't say it now, I'll never say
This
it.
is it.
Yeah, that's
And then you were like,
crazy.
I'm getting
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
I'm younger than you, whatever. I was like, it's the moment.
Dude, we're not getting old.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Next year
weird?
is 50.
Ooh.
Next September.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you, though.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
If she doesn't-
annoying.
Yeah, and I would like to look like you at 36.
Yeah,
So,
Please.
seriously.
Please.
Or have the energy,
Yeah.
or
Let's
be
talk about
being
this
inducted
force.
into the Hall of Fame. I mean, come on. Come on.
yeah, we spun that around.
Yeah. Look at you. Got your own show.
Right?
Well, thank you for turning that on me. But I'm curious your take on the women's evolution and where we are now. Because I will say, throwing back to your sense of teamwork and bringing people together, I had never witnessed it so strongly until Black and Gold NXT and the 4 Horsewomen. Like, I had never seen a group of women support each other like that
Crazy.
in our business. And the way you guys bonded, the way you put each other over, the way you sold for each other, the way you made the audience react, and they started chanting, "This is wrestling," and women's wrestling. And it is what gave rise to the whole women's evolution. I mean, so many different parts and pieces did, but that was the biggest one because then there was proof, right? Because anybody who was a doubter and said, well, the women can't draw or people won't get into the women's matches, they were proven wrong by you guys on NXT Black and Gold.
Yeah.
You know, just speaking about the WWE experience and our women's evolution in particular. So knowing how you've, well, not knowing, but being a part of what you were a part of then, seeing where we are now, like, what do you think in your mind needs to happen next? And I know that personally you're working on like your future and developing, you're running a camp for
Yeah, I was
For
gonna,
free?
I was gonna ask you about that
Oh,
later.
please. Yeah, no, talk about this because this is, again, you supporting other women, right, in particular in the business. And, you know, and again, it then parlays into this bigger question of what do you see? What do you want to see, actually? What do you want to see?
That is a really good question because I feel we're all so in the moment of just wanting to make every night bigger and better than the night before. And the more women that are on a show or the more time we get or the more stories we get, it's always a win for us. Like last night on Raw, the girls main evented and all of us were out there, you know, involved in the tag title, which the tag titles never existed years ago, you know? So for all of us to be involved in that story and to still have Stephanie on the show and the Maxine and Natty vignette, like it was just like a big
that was
show.
cool. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Natty's, you know,
I know.
the best. I could do a whole podcast on Natty and Naomi.
We just had Natty
Oh, did
on.
you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel
can't
like
wait
she
to see
talked
that.
about you.
Oh, cool. She's the best.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
What to see next?
Or do you feel like, because there was a line somebody said that almost seemed like we're there. You know,
Yeah.
like one of our commentators said a line like that, and it made me think like, oh, I don't know that.
I don't think we've hit the ceiling at
Yeah,
all, you know?
yeah.
There's still so much that we can do and that we will do, I know. And I don't know if before it was about, oh, we want to have the first this.
Yeah,
and
that's
have the
right.
first this and main event WrestleMania, but like now we've done all that.
Right.
You know, so I think I was just talking to maybe Roxanne about this the other night, that Natty, for example, has gone through all of, you know, these eras and has seen the highs and the lows, but she's been pitching this character for such a long time. Naomi, she went through the highs and the lows,
Yeah.
and she left and came back.
Yeah.
Then she was on top of the world right before she had to vacate.
right,
You know, like
right.
I think the main thing and what I'm doing with the seminar too is like, we can't be discouraged, and we can't, and I experience this myself too, so I have to live what I'm saying and, you know, and lead by example. But we can't just give up if something's not, like, we're kind of spoiled now. Where years ago it was, they were trying, and AJ being back and Nikki being back, they were fighting for 30 seconds. They were fighting for stories, that,
Yeah.
you know, and but they never like stopped their characters. They never stopped trying. And I think we're at a point now where we're kind of spoiled, you know, where we're just like, man, I
That's
want to do this.
interesting.
I want to do this. But it's like, no, the second we become jaded and the second that we become spoiled and think that we deserve something, like this doesn't owe us anything. We need to give everything. But the second that we start to slack and start to feel like we're owed something or owed a story or owed a match is like when it's going to fall apart. But I think we have, and maybe that's just in my own head, but like,
Isn't that life?
totally, yeah. And I mean, I always say this is it's so parallel with life and everything. Like we live so all emotions every single day when we're at work. Like
Yeah.
everything, this place makes you feel everything. But I think that we have such a strong division. I've been on Raw and SmackDown now for maybe 8 years, but like you said, it was different coming from NXT where we
Right.
built this bond and this team, and it was super special. But then to come to Raw and SmackDown was a little bit different, but we started growing together, and this locker room is insane. And like, we never let each other down. And I just want to see that continue. Like if I saw Rhea do it. One of the girls was just bummed about, you know, what was going on, and she wasn't happy with her performance. And like, normally it's me going like, snap out of it. Like, you were great. And like, I give
Right.
but Rhea grabbed her, and Rhea's super young. You know,
Yeah,
she's
she is.
She's like 10 years younger than me, but obviously you don't think about that. She's the biggest
Yeah,
star.
she's a mega star.
Yeah. But she like grabs her, and she hasn't been there, been Raw and SmackDown like 5 years or something. She grabs her and she's like, "Hey, you're great. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna come out of this. You have years and years left to make up for this. Even if you think it was this and that." She just gave her like the best talk ever, and I was just sitting back there like a proud
So
auntie,
proud.
like
That's so
knowing
great.
that she's gonna be, you know, that she's already
Yeah,
in that
she's already doing
leadership
it.
position.
That's awesome.
We just have the best group of girls that we all need each other, and I want to see that continue because
And how do you, oftentimes, you know, women can not be nice to each other.
yeah.
And that happens in life, in
Mm-hmm.
locker rooms. It happens, you know, in the boardroom. It happens kind of everywhere. What do you think is the key to keeping a harmonious locker room?
I think it's hard to say it or explain it or show people that but like we just have to let our egos go.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to, it's okay to be real with each other, and it's okay to be a little vulnerable, and, you know, it's okay to be unselfish. Like there are times where, yeah, you need to look out for yourself, but like, I see it very differently. Like I remember talking to Stone Cold about this, and he's like, "Nah, I like it cutthroat, and I like
Yeah,
this." And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
but it's different with the women, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the
real
thing.
sisterhood, and I think I've talked to Charlotte about this before too. It's like once they realize like we don't have it out for you. No one has it out for you. I want to help you. And like once they realize, okay, once we help each other, I get better, and you
Right.
get better, and we look
Right.
better, and we're getting better reactions from the fans. You know,
Yeah.
because if there's a weird moment where they were bitchy in the back, and then they go out there and
The
have
crowd feels it.
you could feel it,
Yeah.
you know, and then they're like, "Oh, the crowd didn't like the match." It's like because
No,
you guys
yeah,
were being
you
bitchy
guys
to each
were
other.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Your
that
chemistry
happens.
was off.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And then I think people can see the difference of that. But I learned from Natty, I learned from Tamina and Naomi how to present yourself as a leader and as someone just being there for people. They were there for like the first year I came up, they were just always there for me, and Mercedes and Becky and Charlotte. Like they were always there for not just us, but I'm just saying we all came at the same time. And so I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I always treat people that way. And so like I just hope that it lingers and carries
you
on and
recognized
stuff.
it in the moment.
Yeah, because they didn't need to treat me nicely or make extra time to be like, hey, come over here. Like,
But I think that's a great takeaway too, is that like you remember how you felt in the moment.
yeah.
And in the moment, recognizing like, wow, they're really taking me under their wing. I need to make sure I do that for somebody
Yeah.
someday. That's a very specific mentality.
Yeah, not
know.
everybody does that.
Yeah. I don't think most people are aware in the moment, and especially when they're so excited and, nervous and
Yeah.
adrenaline and everything. Like, you don't mean to not take everything in, but it's all just so exciting, you
Right.
might not be able to. And for you to have that presence of mind, I think is really special.
Okay, that's good. I didn't even think about it that way.
No,
but I
but it's
also had that with
true.
AJ because when I had a moment in NXT with AJ, and I had been told that they just asked her to talk to me. She's they just asked her to talk to me. She pulled me aside for she was at an NXT show with Dolph. She talked to me for 45 minutes and just made me feel. She didn't know me. She made me feel super comfortable and just comfortable in my skin. And it's
Yeah.
okay what you're doing, but you have to meet them halfway. You still work for them. Try to meet them halfway, but don't change who you are for, if it's against what you feel or whatever. And that conversation always stayed with me. And then we were just at Madison Square Garden, and she knows that meant a lot to me. I still bring it up to her, but she didn't realize why she did that. And she just told a story about Mickey James.
Yeah.
She said on the podcast.
Yeah.
She just told a story about Mickey James doing that to her.
Yeah.
And she told me that when we were at MSG, and then I saw her talk about it on here. I'm like, she didn't even realize that's what she did for me. You know?
Right.
So
Right.
it does work. We just have to even
Nurture
when
it.
we're going through our crap, we still have to be there for our girls. And I think that's what helps us in our locker room and why our division is just so hot right now.
Yeah, it is so hot.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
So good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I'm doing the seminar. It
Right.
actually starts. I fly to Orlando tomorrow. And it starts on Thursday.
So by the time this airs, it'll be over.
Yeah, it'll be done.
Oh, I
Hope it
wish-
went good.
I hope it goes amazing.
It will.
Yes.
Hope you guys had fun. I chose 20 girls. I literally had almost 300 emails, and I went through everything and matches and stuff. Chose 20 girls.
Wow.
But what I really want, I want to form the community and a bond, but because I don't want it to be so separate of independent women and
Right,
the
right.
women contracted. I want them to know that we care about what you're doing, even though you're not contracted. I want to get to know all these independent girls
Right.
because
Yeah.
you guys could get signed.
Yeah.
And then I want you to be as ready as possible. Or the seminar can open opportunities for you, or it could open a door or just make you think different. I got girls
Right.
coming from Australia and England and Malaysia that are going to learn something, and then they can go back and teach it. And then it'll just spread, But what would you, if you can tell me something to pass on to them, would you have something that you would want to see?
Wow.
Just so they know, when you guys watch this came straight from Mother Steph.
Well, so in what way? From an encouragement standpoint, from a life standpoint, from
Maybe a life, but also as somebody who has been in the business so long, and that you're
So
still a big part
I
of it.
guess what I'll say is the most important thing you can do is make the audience feel. So you want to elicit an emotion. And you do that with your reactions. You do it with your face. You do it with your eyes. You do it by selling. That is the purest form of it, right? It's, and my husband's quoted this many times, but Maya Angelou said, people will never remember what you said. They'll never remember what you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. Yeah. And it's true. When you and I were talking about what's your greatest match or what's your, And it's like you don't necessarily remember watching a particular match, but you remember an emotion that you had. That night you ran into Buff Bagwell's sweating body.
Oh, my emotions.
You had an
were
emotion
I think I love
going
that
back.
you
wrestling.
will never forget.
Yeah, yeah.
But truly, because that's how we're wired as human beings. You know, our memories, our strongest memories, are the ones that we had some kind of emotion. We felt something in the moment.
Yeah.
Even if it was a negative emotion, if you were scared or something, like those are the things that we remember. So I would say to these girls, you need to find a way to make people feel something for you. You know, and that's not easy. And there's many people will give lots of different advice on how to do that. But whether it's with your words, your face, your body, you have to make people feel.
Yeah. So selling drills,
Selling
emotional
is
promos.
the most important.
yeah.
I mean, it
agree.
just is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And isn't like, again, another life parallel, because if you stick around long enough, life is going to humble you.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. It's like every great play that's ever been written, every great story, like that's what our business is.
Yeah.
It's storytelling, you know? And when you think about Batman, right? Like Batman would have been nothing without the Joker.
Right.
You know, you have to have the foil, the bigger, the badder the heel,
Yeah.
the better the baby face when they ultimately overcome, because they have that much more to overcome.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just all storytelling.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see these girls work because they're all independent girls, but because of that reason, you know,
Yeah.
I want to see, so the real quick, but the girls that I chose, I would watch like a minute and a half. Everybody I watched, I literally read all the emails. I'd watch like a minute and a half and I would see like first their footwork, but also like their character stuff. Cause all these girls have characters.
Yeah.
Which like, I didn't have a character on the indies. I just wanted to wrestle, you know, they all have characters.
That's
and then I
great.
would fast forward to like the last 2 minutes of the match and see if they kept that up, you know, see if they kept the energy up and if their
Yeah, that's
characters are still
interesting. Yeah.
strong and like if they still feel it, because you could start off that way and tell a quick story and then you're done and you
Yeah.
just want to wrestle, like get into all the fun stuff and the
Right.
fireworks at the end. But like the girls that I chose kept it up at the end. But I think that's such a big thing. Maybe I've gone to like a lot of independent shows that like sometimes that's missing. There might be 1 or 2 matches of, you know,
Sure.
storytelling, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there are different styles, right? And
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's a story.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. So one of the things that Paul talks about is at the Performance Center when they're training new people or they're auditioning new people, the first couple days they wear them out completely. So they are just like physically completely exhausted.
Heck yeah.
And then the next day, what they're looking for is not the people who are still standing. They're looking for the people who are still standing and helping the other ones up
Yeah.
and cheering on the team. And you got this, you could do this, come on,
Yeah.
picking the other people up, because they're looking for the emergent leaders. You know, they're not looking for the standalones who are going to stomp on everybody to get to the top.
Right.
They're looking for the ones who are going to help other people, because that's this business.
Right.
You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
You actually can't.
You literally
If you
can't.
think you can, no one's going to want to
Yeah,
help
no
you.
one's going to want to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. That makes me happy that that's how they look at it, though. Because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I believe that, and that's what we need. We need people they need to learn that at the start, or unless
Right,
they already
right.
have it instilled in them. I think that was Jason Jordan was at my tryout, and I was the only wrestler, and they're all like track stars and stunt women and stuff. But as we were like getting back in line, I was showing them, because they knew I was a wrestler. They're asking, how do I do that shoulder roll? So I would like show them, and I really think that's what got me hired. Because I
Wow.
can tell Regal was there and Jason Jordan was there. And I think I was like super boring. I was basic. Like there was nothing special about me, but I think because I was helping them, that made a big difference. So like it makes me happy that that's still
the
a thing.
mindset.
Yeah, because that's what we need.
When it sounds like it based on the locker room, like what you were saying, how the girls are like one big team and lift each other.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone there
Yeah.
now is on that same level
Yeah.
or like has that trait, right?
Yeah, and it might be because whoever came before them, whether it was a year before or 2 years or 10 years, that they were treated that way, you know?
Yeah.
So like they kind of, it's just the way it is now, which is crazy. So like talking to Nikki and AJ about this stuff, they're like, I couldn't believe it when I came back, you know, I heard it was better, but
Right.
like they
So
love
much
it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not to talk down on, you know, before,
Sure, no,
but
yeah, of course,
just the
different-
atmosphere. I'm not saying the
different climate.
girls,
Yeah,
but like the
yeah.
atmosphere. It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was different. And I think competition was encouraged,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
So it was tough,
Yeah.
you know, all the way around, just a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just reminded me, though, I don't know why, I probably shouldn't tell the story. One of my first days, I was...
There's like no beat in between that. I probably shouldn't tell this story. One of my first days.
You just reminded me on the road, and I'm sitting at catering, which was basically like this big open room with benches in this particular building. And Luna and Sable got into it a little bit at the table in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God. And it got like really heated. And it was during that time. And they, you know, and they separated and it was all cool. But there was a moment where I'm like, first of all, I'm 22 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a McMahon. Am I supposed to do something? Like what would
responsibility
I even
that's
do?
gonna-
Like I'm
right?
just sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know what to do in this scenario.
Hey, ladies.
So ironically, do you know who was the person who came and broke it up?
Who?
Hunter.
Oh.
I mean, and it
there we
was
go.
fine. It wasn't like they were going at it, you know, or
Yeah.
anything, but it was starting to get
You were like,
heated. Yeah.
somebody else.
Was he looking at you while he was doing it? He
No,
was like,
no.
all flexing?
Yeah, yeah.
stop it, guys.
I said. No. Yeah, I don't even think we knew each other.
Oh,
then.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
crazy.
funny to think about, like, and remember.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Where did you get the idea for the seminar? I don't know if you guys talked about this before.
I've been thinking about it for a while, or just trying to figure out how to. So I always thought that one day I would open up my own school, because I always thought, you know, like, who knows how long I could wrestle, or, you know, that they want me here. But I always know that I'm going to feel passionate about it and want to, you know, help others. And I don't know if I'd make a great producer. I think I'd make a better trainer, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet, or like open the school. Yeah. And I've thought about, you know, I started traveling to, like, when we're overseas for shows, going to different schools just to meet people and
That's
different-
great.
yeah,
That's
awesome.
and
Yeah.
just like learn different things. But I was just feeling a little. I think really it's because we don't have as many shows. You know, like with no live events, I just feel like
A little
I
more
need to
time.
do something. Like we
Yeah.
don't get matches on TV all the time. Well, even if we're on or have promos or backstage, it's like I just need to do something, you know. And it just feels like the right time, because women's wrestling is so big and it's so popular. And
Yeah.
girls are just like, you see, online people just pop up. I'm like, oh, I never heard of her and she's great.
Yeah.
So I think it was just the timing of me just wanting to do something and feel like I'm still contributing to the business, kind of. And then I just thought, I'm literally like, all they have to do is fly themselves in. It's a free 3-day seminar. I got them a big Airbnb and transportation and everything, because I just want it to be fun and easy for
Wow.
them, but
Yeah,
get the experience. It's like something you're going to remember forever. Like and the cool thing, speaking of our locker room, I can't praise them enough. Everybody, as soon as I post the video, everybody reached out to me. Let me know how I can help. Let me know if I can show up. Like Liv paid for the meal prep. You know,
Wow,
like
that's really cool.
everybody. Now that
And so
this,
are you going to bring in guest lecturers?
yeah. So I
Yeah.
got so this will air after.
Yeah.
Okay. So like Rhea and Bianca will come the first day.
And
so,
they're not promoted.
no. So
Oh,
all these
wow.
girls are coming just because of, like, they think it's just me. like which
awesome.
is crazy. I know that's
Awesome.
awesome.
300 people.
They want to
Yeah.
learn from you.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tyler Breeze like really put it into perspective for me because like if this were me, I'm like I don't care who it is. I'm gonna try to go. Like I don't care if you're at the top of the card or you're not barely on TV. Like I want to go. But yeah, like everybody reached out, so I got Rhea and Bianca.
But wait, what did Tyler say?
Oh, he was just saying he's like you don't. It's because it's you. You don't realize like how they view you.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
you. And he's like, I've known you for a long time, and I could see how they view you. Like, it's like imagine if, and I'm not putting myself on their level, but he's like, imagine if you were like Trish and Lita did this for free. Like people, he's
Right?
like people on the independents charge for seminars, but you're doing this for free. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
I can understand you doing it every bit on the level as
Yeah,
Trish
same.
and Lita, by the way.
I mean, the way I see them, like I can't put myself there. You know, I
Yeah,
got to stay
but-
humble.
But I can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. You main evented Raw with Lita. I know. I remember that. She beat you for the championship. Whatever.
That's true.
Oh no, you
That's
beat her.
true. No, she beat me.
She beat you. That was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They cheated though. Yeah, they
did.
cheated. Oh, it's okay.
I know they cheated.
Well, we remember. We know the
Rematch.
truth.
Thank you.
Yeah, rematch.
Sorry, I'm kidding. It's what the people want.
Please no. I will say the level of athleticism that is coming
Oh my
out of all of these systems is crazy.
It's insane.
I mean, and these women really are like Stephanie Vaquer. She is. I mean, everybody's impressive. But
Yeah.
she is so impressive.
Yeah, that thing, her finish that
Yeah.
she's been doing.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
yeah.
like, how do you? It's like perfectly accurate every time.
It's amazing
I
to
don't
me,
know.
and just her storytelling ability, but even the mechanics.
Yeah.
And what she does and how she does it is slightly different. You
Yeah.
know, but she's confident. She knows what
That's it.
she's doing.
Yeah, it's very confident and
Yeah.
methodical. And
Yes, and it's safe,
right.
but still stunning.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so different.
And it looks effortless.
Yeah.
Oh, so annoying.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And forget her.
I got to see you in there with her. Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked with her a little bit in one of the Rumbles, and I'm like, gosh, she's so.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
will be able to tell some
Yeah.
great stories.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. And then there's like Sol Ruca with her finish.
Oh, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and these girls, and Lash just coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
so
fun.
Yeah.
I love seeing all of these different women and what they bring to the table. But again, it's like it's another level of physicality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when anyone ever does remotely say rematch, I'm like, hell no.
Yeah. I know, but it's the storytelling.
I know,
We
but it
just
would
talked
be
about
such
that.
a sad display.
No, it
would.
wouldn't.
It
You just
would.
had that Mania match not too long ago.
It was
That
like
great.
8 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
When was
But it
New
was
Orleans?
great.
It was a long time ago.
Well,
See? Told you guys.
you are going into the Hall of Fame, so I think
Right?
it's only fitting that you have
last
one
match.
more match.
Yeah.
One more match.
Nobody wants to see that.
Jackie does. Yeah. Yep. She'll run in for a quick little pow pow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I will
bam.
sit in that front row and cheer hard.
Please.
All right.
Jackie's finisher is the loaded powder puff.
Yeah. That could be the
She
finish.
gets you and, yeah.
I don't know.
roll
She's
up.
pretty good with that spray too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She just pops up.
Like a pepper spray.
Yeah, she
you in
gets
the
right in
eyes.
there. Yeah.
Watch out, Asuka.
Sometimes that happens. Big news, WWE and sports fans. The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the leagues, teams, superstars, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July.
Meet your favorite WWE superstars, get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, and interact with the biggest names in sports.
Then fans of the show can get a 10% discount by using Steph10 at checkout. That's STEPH, the number 1, the number 0 at checkout. Want to wear the gear of WWE's most iconic legends? Head over to WWE Shop and check out all the official Legends merch collection.
From classic tees to iconic gear featuring your favorite Hall of Famers, it's all there. Don't wait. Grab your piece of WWE history now at WWE Shop and Fanatics.
Want to feel like a champion? Step up your game with an official WWE replica title belt, perfect for collectors and fans alike. Available now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. Where do you think you learned the importance of giving back?
I don't know. I do always credit. I don't know if it's just something over time that I'm doing because I love getting people together for one. Like I love bringing different walks of life together and just seeing everybody experience each other in different ways. I don't know if I have the answer to that, but I keep going back to like Natty, Tamina,
Yeah.
Naomi.
The way you were treated.
Yeah, because they.
Well, you also, though, have a very kind heart. You really do.
She doesn't know the real me.
I mean, yeah, there appears to be another side of you. Yes. But Gemini.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think I love helping people. Or if I can help, I love being there for people. I have a really good group of friends that we're all like, we've been friends since we were 10 years old.
Oh, that's
and
so great.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. Like we're all always there for each other.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
we're each other's therapist type thing. Like
Of course.
they know everything about me, and I love that I love the way they make me feel, and that when I can help them. So I just think I don't know where it came from.
A good
You always
person.
treated me great too. Gosh, maybe it's everybody.
Has there ever been a time where someone's tried to take advantage of your kindness?
I'm sure, but I've heard I'm like naive, maybe I just don't know. There's like even stuff like that I hear about, stuff that goes on or rumors or locker room talk and they're like, oh, did you hear this? I don't hear anything. Like I'm
Yeah.
just so naive and just so everything goes over my head. Like I just want to have
Probably
fun.
better
Wait,
that
what?
way.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Don't tell me that. Yeah, I'm sure there has been, yeah.
But if there are, nothing you can recall specifically.
No, I
That's
don't
great.
think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you probably then, it's funny because life is all perspective, right? And I was just having breakfast with somebody this morning who pointed out that one of the things he tries to do at any rate is to not take things personally. And he said, because most of the time, people who are acting in a way that hurts your feelings, they're not even thinking about you.
Yep.
They're actually not. They don't not want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They're actually just not even thinking about you at all.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, we then obsess that like, oh, they must hate me. They
Yeah.
didn't call me back or they didn't whatever,
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I think it's an interesting perspective to not even worry about that side of things.
It changes
right? Just
everything.
assume the best in everybody.
Yeah. So I just talked
The
about
best of
that.
intentions.
Yeah. I just talked about that on Nikki Bella's podcast because it's I read this book called The Four Agreements.
Yes, that's actually what I was pulling from.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's literally it, but that's my favorite one is not to take anything personally.
Yeah.
Because it could apply to everything, relationships, work, life, and anything, and it really helps me get through because it's true for the most part, not in a mean way, not like on purpose, but for the most part they're not thinking about you.
Yeah.
We have to look out for ourselves.
Right,
You know?
yeah,
Like,
that's
I
people
have
are-
to take care of
yeah.
me. Yeah.
There's a quote like you'll end up brokenhearted if you grow up thinking everyone has the same heart as you. So I feel like
Yeah, and that's another
like a similar
place to take it, right? Is like when we put our values on other people.
right.
Right.
And assume like, well, I would never do that, so therefore this person would never do that.
Yep.
That person might not think twice
Yeah.
about said action.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't make them a bad person.
No.
They
yeah.
just have a different value system,
Yeah.
I
I don't know if this aligns, but I feel like that with like I'm not responsible for your happiness. I learned that from Will Smith, or he's like, my wife's not responsible for me being happy, even if she's not doing this or we're not communicating, like that. If that doesn't make me unhappy, like I'm responsible for my happiness. Like that, like
That's
changed me a lot too.
interesting. Yeah.
That is.
Which I believe, like from my experience so far, like is true.
Yeah.
Like, then again, I go back to like relationships, but if you're in if you're down and not feeling good, it's not because of the relationship or because of me. Like, you need to work on yourself. And I've had that too, where like, okay, I need to work on me, or whatever it is. Like, I need to go take time and be alone, or I need to do this, or I need to write or read, or whatever it is. Like, if I'm feeling a certain way, I need to figure that out.
I'm just gonna hope my husband fast forwards through this part.
Oops, sorry.
No,
I'm single, so I can say whatever I want.
no, but it is a really interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
I don't
Will
know,
Smith said it in some interview a couple years ago that I was like, oh, that is
look
really
inside
good.
yourself
Yeah.
when you're feeling.
Well, you are the only person you can control,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can't control anybody else or what they do. You just can't. You can't control what they think. You can't make them do anything. Like, the only person you can affect is yourself.
Yeah.
And how you think about things, how you feel about things, what actions you take or don't take.
Yeah.
So it's a really healthy mentality, I
Yeah.
think. And to try not to take things personally, not to let, things rattle you too much. Because if it's beyond your control, there's nothing you can do about it anyway.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you stress yourself out all freaking out about something that may or may not happen. And it's like, why do
Yes.
that? Why put myself through that?
Or making up scenarios in
Yeah.
your head that just
That
make
just
it
don't
worse.
exist.
Right.
Yeah, like it's all
We
a
all do it.
creation.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
crazy.
We are.
Yeah.
I know.
But it's
I
a
know.
tool. I feel like it's a tool that you have to learn how to use. You can't just, okay, I'm going to make sure I start living life that way. Like, you have to practice it.
Yeah,
It is
no,
hard.
that's true.
Yeah.
You do. So, what is your favorite method for getting it out? Because you mentioned writing. Do you write?
I used to a lot. Not as much as I used to. I
What
honestly,
do you like to write?
just like, not like a diary, but I write like
Yeah,
everyday
yeah.
type things, like
Like a journal?
yeah, like a journal. If
Yeah.
I literally write out how I'm feeling, that's come to help me a lot. Like, actually, over Mania, when I was out for like a month or something, I started doing it again because I just felt, again, I live with my brother, but I'm not dating anybody or anything, and like my friends are back in California, where I was like, okay, I just feel like, and everybody was at work, but I was home.
Right.
Like, I just felt, I just need to
Yeah.
get
Get it
something
out.
out, and I don't feel like crying. Like, I don't need to
Right,
cry,
right.
but I haven't sat this long in a long time. So
Right.
I started writing again, which felt nice,
Yeah.
and literally working out to music, and that helps me so much.
good.
Even when
Training,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
my
the
therapy.
best. Yeah, I started running again. Grayson Waller got me running. I stopped running for a bit. He motivated me to start running. So
He's
like,
a heck of an
that's
athlete.
I mean,
he is. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you get like that? He's all running. I'm like, all right, I'm on it,
okay,
dude.
I'm doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
to self.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like sent me an app and everything. He's like, try this out, give me a
Oh, that's
code. Yeah.
cute.
He's like, it'll tell you how to start. He's so nice. But yeah, like I started running again, and like that.
Are you
that's
following
helped
the
me a
app?
lot. Oh no, I'm scared to start the app, but I was like, I'm gonna start at my own pace. I'll do like a mile, then a mile and a half, then 2 miles. See how it goes. Then I'll start the app.
Then, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to give
Yeah.
yourself an advantage.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
start doing like marathon races and stuff.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, as I'm getting older, I'm like, what can I do to stay
How can I
active?
challenge myself?
Yeah, do different
so
things.
it's so interesting because we just started working with somebody who's talks about getting the most out of your life. So it's not just about living longer; it's about living your best, fullest life.
Yeah.
And the main thing that he recommends is cardio.
Oh, wow.
Lots and lots of cardio
Oh,
that really
no.
pushes your heart. Because when you think about it, but I mean, you're in the ring. It's different. But
Yeah.
when you think about it, like the other day, I was doing the assault bike and had to have my heart rate
worst.
totally jacked. And I was thinking about how much I hated it. And then I was thinking, like, this is what it feels like. I remember when I was a kid. And you're pumping that bike and
so
you're trying to
fast.
get to the top of the hill and you feel like you're going to die. And
Yeah.
why are the other kids so far ahead of me? At least in my case.
Yeah.
And like you're sucking wind. And it's like, that's good for you.
Yeah.
And once we're not kids anymore, what happens to us?
Right.
We sit,
yeah.
not professional wrestlers.
Well,
but
I'm not going to be a professional wrestler forever, so I'm trying to think of things.
That's what I
that-
mean. So it's super
Right.
smart that you are because
Yeah.
it's really important.
Yeah. I don't want to get into like, the big crazy obstacle course stuff, although I might try one in January just to test it out.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like,
A televised, like Ninja?
No. I was talking to Sarat, our seamstress,
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
and he does all that stuff. And he's like, you
like,
should do one. There's one in Florida in January. was like, I don't know. You have to climb the walls and
Right,
then climb
right,
under
right.
stuff. It's
Tough
like a
Mudder or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's
what-
different
yes,
ones like that.
That's
that
what it's
one's-
similar to that. I think it has a different name, but it's in a stadium, like in Raymond
Oh,
James
yeah.
Stadium
really?
or something. Yeah.
Are you doing
and
it?
he's like, my dad did it, and he's almost 7 years old. I'm like, all right.
Some of them have crazy like electric shock
Yes,
features.
I think that one
Yes.
does.
Oh no. See, I'm also scared of getting hurt though.
That's
I
what
mean,
the
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
some
wanna-
of them are
Yeah,
very
wrestling,
hardcore.
running.
Yeah.
How about you just run?
Electric shock. That sounds terrible.
No,
Right?
really.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I picture. And
In the mud.
obviously, I'm
Yeah.
not like I'm not advocating for one over another. I really don't know, but yes, I have heard that.
No, I think you're right. I've never done one, but
Let's do it, guys.
You know, I'm out.
Come on. Hey, we're everybody in the room.
Yeah,
also-
no, I have zero. Like that was it. Got me at the electrocution. I was like, I just don't need.
No,
to
we
do
won't
that.
do the electrocution
Yeah,
one.
that part. But if you're gonna do it, you got to do it all.
But maybe there's one. There, I
Excuse
never
me, can
heard
we
there
that.
has
just
to be
skip
some
this
without
part
the
or just walk around this,
Yeah.
please?
I think some do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it as part of your training for your last match.
Oh,
Zero.
We'll save the electrocution right for the end. So
Yeah,
you're hyped
no,
for
if
the
you
match.
get me, do it right before I walk out there.
Yeah, exactly.
then I'll be like,
Yeah.
wait,
Best decision
that
ever.
Stephanie McMahon had a lot of energy.
right, her hair.
What's her diet like?
Wow,
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, man, she's getting up there and she can really move.
What kind of vitamins does she take?
Right? Jackie would be very stressed about your shocked hair, but other
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah. We just put some of that got to be glue in there.
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't move.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
When I've made the makeup team's it's like specific rule to not put got to be glue in my hair.
Really?
Yeah, because like there was a time where it took days to get it out.
Really?
Yeah. No, it wasn't you, Jackie, right? I don't think so. No. Yeah. I,
What's that in your
so
hand?
Bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I can literally like sense it. I'll have my eyes closed and then I just hear that. I'm like, nope. And I just see the big yellow bottle.
Yes.
No. Get that
Not,
away from
not
me.
on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes forever to get out.
I find the powder, like absorbing powder, also does that to me. It
Oh,
takes
really?
like 3 days to get out of my hair.
What's the absorbing powder? What does that do?
Well, because
Let you-
Jack,
if you have greasy hair.
yes, I have greasy roots.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
she's like, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah. She's like, I'll stop using the absorbing powder then.
I'm like, is that the stuff she used this morning on me?
I don't know.
I'm grateful.
We'll find out when you try to
Greasy
wash your hair.
Because I do.
Yeah.
So you have to mitigate the grease. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Mine could get greasy.
Yes.
Thank you. How's our
Wow.
skin?
You know my hair's greasy. It's just because I have to wash it every day.
You're gonna come sit over here.
She's wearing the green fuzzy.
I know. Shh. Don't.
Aw, it looks so cozy.
It is so cozy.
Did you get her that? No. Oh.
No, but Elise has a brown one.
And the green
Aw.
one.
And
And
the
the camel. I'm the queen of like something fits well. I just get it in every color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Especially
same.
with shoes.
today's brown leggings.
Heels.
Oh, okay.
They're such a pain.
Sick.
So I have this one pair of heels that fits very well. And now I have them in every
I know which
possible
ones.
color.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
exactly which ones. But
Yep.
if they work,
Broke,
they
don't
work.
fix it.
They're tributes.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're
I
called.
never knew.
Yeah.
You know the shoes. No, we're not talking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
heels.
they're YS. Okay.
They're what? Yeah, they're called tributes. And I have them in as many colors as I could find.
That's I think that's the best way to go. It's
yeah,
easy.
because heels are not easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not.
Well.
But I've taken bumps in them
That's scary.
many times.
I don't know how like Charlotte
this-
does that all the time.
This
Crazy.
WrestleMania.
Dude, that's
you'll see.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
scared of it. I'm also clumsy, so I'm like any.
I am too.
Yeah. Well, you bump in heels.
I'm still clumsy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
I'm
would be like,
bumping.
crack, I'm done.
Yeah, and
know.
so I go off my feet, no problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Kick them off in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even walk in them. I won't even try. I used to try it when I first got signed. I was like, I'm going to start wearing heels and, show up to shows like that. But I couldn't walk in them for one, so I probably looked ridiculous. Like
you have
I
to
felt
learn how to
ridiculous.
walk in them.
True.
Yeah.
But then as time went on, I'm like, my knees cannot handle
yeah.
this. My knees and,
And
my
the
hips
lower
are-
back, yeah.
Yeah. it was
Yeah.
bad.
When we went to the White House for the day,
when you
I mean,
went to the White
just
House.
casual. I didn't mean to like,
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, it's who you know. And she was doing great stuff for pediatric cancer. I was dressed in heels. I think I was sore for like 3 days from standing in heels for a long amount of time.
It's rough.
You got to get like the thick heels I can handle.
Yeah, no, those.
But like
a
the
bad
little
call.
ones. No.
But see, no, mine have a platform.
Oh, okay.
So it's really not that steep, but it's tall.
What were yours like?
The like skinny
She wears,
heels.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Still
Like I thought
Yeah,
I was back
platform.
in the office
Yeah.
days. I'm like, whoa, sneakers now,
Yeah, you used
Yeah.
to. Oh, that's right. You used to wear some
right? I was
badass
chasing you down the
stilettos.
hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you go in.
Yeah. And there's me like clunking.
And then you hear the laugh. You're like, oh, she's out.
Yeah.
Here she comes. Before you got in here this morning, we were mid sentence. I'm like, oh, she's coming.
Yeah.
It is loud.
It's
I
great.
love it, though.
It's the
It is
best.
very loud when I
is the
laugh. And
best.
watching like pod clips back.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's all I do is laugh and
Because
it's
you're
annoying.
no, it's not. You're having fun.
Yeah.
It's like the best
It's
quality
a sign
of all
of
time.
you like having a
Yeah.
great time.
Yeah.
And you're relaxed and you're yourself.
Oh God, here she goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk
Put her
about
over
this
some more.
force
You
in
know.
nature. I'll stop.
This is the Bailey podcast.
It's a All of Us podcast. It's a Jackie podcast.
I
too.
know, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It
Pull up a
is.
fourth
It's
chair.
always the Jackie
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You do. You do. Are you ready to hold WWE history in the palm of your hand? Topps is bringing you closer to the action than ever before with WWE Topps Now, highlighting the biggest matches and milestones from WWE shows and PLEs throughout the year. Topps Now is enhancing the fan experience by connecting collectors to the superstars and spectacles that ignite their passion. Featuring stunning event-exclusive photography, each card is made for the moment. And for some lucky collectors, that moment could become the pull of a lifetime. Along with serial numbered parallels, some Topps Now releases offer a chance at rare short prints, superstar autographs, and even pieces of the mat, gear, or other items used during the featured match. So which moments will you collect? With each card only available for a limited time, you won't want to wait to begin your Topps Now journey. Be sure to subscribe to the WWE Topps Now mailing list on Topps.com and follow Topps on all social media platforms so you never miss a single moment. So what would you say, in terms of WWE, I just want to throw this out, right? And like from a branding perspective, when I'm talking to audiences who don't understand, you know, our product and they haven't been a fan and you're trying to teach them and trying to bring them in. One of the things I've recently heard Cody say, and I heard someone else say, is that WWE, or the genre in general, but when it's done really, really well, it brings hope. And I think that's a really beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, you know, your reaction to that notion.
I believe it brings hope in a realistic way where like how I had hope watching, you know, my first wrestlers in real life
Buff
and
Bagwell.
watching Buff Bagwell, seeing that he was a real person, you know, of
Smelled like a real person.
fresh sweat and baby oil. I was
like a
so
real
hopeful in
person.
those moments.
And her life has changed.
I think like seeing real people in real life accomplishing something or feeling and looking larger than life brings hope in general of like, to me, I can tell my story the best because it's like, I was just a little kid who was obsessed with this, that had this craziest dream that to me, WWE was on a different planet because it was on TV until
Right.
I saw it in person. And that gave me hope. Like, then I saw these guys tear the ring down after I just watched them do this, you know? So like, okay, they're real people. Like, I'm a real person. I could do that.
Right.
That gave me hope. But also in a story sense, if you're watching it, like if you think about it, we always just tell the same story for the most part over and over. We overcome and we overcome.
Right, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But it's all the characters tell it in different ways and you get invested in the characters. And I think like what's the best right now, when I was growing up, I loved everybody because everybody was just so cool. Maybe that's just me, but everybody was so cool. But I think our characters are so distinct and different now that we all connect to them differently, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can tell in the fans, like how I see it for the women, they all connect to them differently. And so their story is going to look different than a Cody and Roman story.
Yeah.
And Cody finishing his story and overcoming Roman and all that. When you see somebody like, say, Maxine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maxine just told a great story
She
with
sure
Becky,
did.
you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man, I never thought I would see her do that. Like, it
Right?
just gives you hope. And it, even though it's like watching a movie or anything, it's just feel good. It's always feel good. And it has those moments where it's, dang it. You turn off the TV and you're like, dang it, I can't believe she lost again. Or like, Becky cheated this time.
right.
But if she gets another match, like I bet she's gonna get.
gonna do it
And then
this
she
time.
does do it, and you're like, oh, she didn't let me down. Like it just gives you hope all the time. I feel
And
it.
what do you think is the importance of hope in our society?
It just keeps you going. You know, you have to have that because
Yeah.
if you can't, I mean, it's just like John Cena, never give up. But like for real, like we live by hope, I think, and I always instill that in like my nephews, and I will. And my niece is only 18 months old, but whatever like my nephews are into or what they want to do, and it changes all the time because they're young.
Sure. Yes.
But you know, you just motivate them and be like, it can happen. Like I made it happen what I wanted to do. Like there is hope for everything. I think anything's possible. We talked about that, but yeah, I think in life and in society right now, we need that more than ever, and that's what keeps us going.
I love it. So what I'm hearing is WWE for everyone.
For everyone.
Yes.
It really is the best, you know.
It is.
It is the best.
I
yeah.
love your just positive energy. Like everything that you've answered, it just feels so, I don't want to say hopeful, but like you just have this like,
I believe they call it a vibe.
yeah,
Oh, no, an aura. It's
an aura, an
I
aura.
screwed it up. But the aura creates the vibe.
Yeah.
Could you say
I
that?
think so.
It's more fun. Like, you know, when
I
you're
just-
around, you can be, like things are infectious, you know, you've been around negative people and then
That's
that's
true.
Yeah.
infectious and you,
Well, and there's momentum behind it. Like
Yeah.
negativity begets negativity, and
Yeah.
the same with positivity.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's I mean, it's physics actually.
It's physics.
I know. I'm feeling all
You heard it
positive
here
now,
first.
Yeah.
Sir Isaac.
Science.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
guys.
coming and being a part of this. Is there anything else you want to plug? And let me just also say, like, what you're doing for women in our industry is really remarkable. I hope that you know, like, I hope you continue to do this. I don't think it has to be for free. I think it's great that it is because you're making it available to so many people. But if you want to keep doing it, you're just, you know, you're going to have to
You rethink the process. And the next one, it's a little pricey.
yeah. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
maybe you get some great sponsors,
That's,
you know?
Yeah. So I've thought about that. We'll see.
Yeah, but people would be very willing to pay for what you have to say because what you have to teach is so valuable. And you need to know that. It has so much value. When you think about not being on the same pedestal as other Hall of Famers, like you absolutely are. And you've earned it so many times over. The reason our audience has reacted to you the way they have your entire career is because of who you are. I mean, I had never heard those songs. Like I'm watching NXT in Europe and they're singing at
Yeah.
you.
Aw.
And it's so
so
cool.
good. Yeah.
And like you the audience gets you and loves you and wants you in such a different way, you know, than I think so many other people. And that's because of who you are, right? Because it does shine through because you did take AJ's advice and you didn't lose who you were,
That's
even though you were able to play, you know, different roles. And one other thing that Grok did say was that I should ask you about your heel turn and what that meant to you. But like, is there anything that you wanna mention that's important, you know, in terms of a key learning or a key moment in your career, or even just something that you overcame?
so many memories. I don't
I mean, there
know, it's
are,
hard.
and it doesn't have to be like, again, the one thing that stands out to you, but like someone who has had such a long career, you know, and ups and downs, I'm sure, right? Sometimes when things are going the way you want it to, and sometimes they don't go the way you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you get through those times, those harder times?
Because I'm sick.
Yeah.
I kind of mentioned before, I think I'm just super grateful that I still love this. I remember when I first got signed, and at the time on the Indies, I was training twice a week from 7:30 to 9:30, Wednesday and Thursdays. That was all. And wrestling on shows once every other month, or twice every other month. When I got signed, one of my trainers was like, "You do realize that you're going to be wrestling every day now? Like that's your life, you know? Like, is that what you want? Like, do you?" Basically asked me, "Do you love it enough?"
Yeah.
And that scared me. I was
Oh.
like, "Do I love it? I don't know." Like then I
Right?
started freaking out that I got signed and I'm not going to be able to do it because it was just too much. Yeah, like I've never had it that much. So like we're gonna find out. And thank God I love it, you know. And like
Right.
it was the best. And I to this day, when there's, you know, some things like, "Oh, I wish I could have this, or I wish this would have happened, or whatever it is, I'm just like, but I love it so much. And that's just, I'm so lucky to have experienced all of this. I want to be able to do everything in WWE, like every storyline, every character. I want to work with every person, you know. I'll be a general manager. I'll be in a love angle. I'll do all this stuff. Like I want to experience all this stuff because it's all different and it makes you
is.
love it in a different way. So I think I don't know if I'm answering your question. I'm just
No, you are.
grateful to like still have this love about anything. I'm not just saying wrestling or WWE in general, just like anything.
Yeah, it's mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it really is mindset. And people can hate on happy people.
Yeah.
But good for you. You know, and I'm sure you have your low points because you are human, but like, good for you
Yeah.
that you just keep it positive, keep it real, you know, and support other people. It really is a recipe for success, clearly.
Yeah. But I think low points help too.
Sure.
You know, like
Yeah.
not everybody has
That's
to
where
see
you
it.
grow.
Yeah. And that's what keeps me going. Like
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
when I'm a little angry and when I'm
Yeah.
like pissed off or like think that I've been
Fire
gypped
in
or
your belly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's why. Okay, let me think of what I need to do, or what do I need to do, or I should probably get in better shape. Like there's things that I have control over
That's
that I
right, that's
haven't
right.
done. You know, so it really like, okay, I'm pissed off about this, but it's not their fault. So let me figure out what I need to do to make sure that never happens again. Then it happens again, and you're like, okay, all right.
Now I'm
Let's
really
see what else I
pissed.
need to do.
Let's
You know,
see,
like
I didn't
it's
get
good,
it right
but like
that
yeah,
first time. Yeah.
But like not everyone has access to your negative thoughts either. Like we don't need to project that on everybody. It's like
Yeah.
there's no space for that. No one cares. You're just
Right.
gonna
They're
put
thinking
everybody
about their
on-
own negative
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's a
No,
lot.
but that's wonderful. That
Thanks.
is. It really is.
You're the same way too.
I try to be.
You always are.
I try to be.
Yeah. And also there's no Cena, Rey Mysterio, you like people who can be like not positive or just not happy or not like friendly or whatever are the most friendliest people ever. So I'm like, I want to be like that. You know, I gotta keep it up there.
Well, I love the hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
you
all
are
do.
you're a great hugger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Never lose that.
No, I won't.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope not. If I do, tell me, Jackie. They keep me humble.
Yeah,
Makeup
I know.
team.
I know.
They tell me
hear
that like it
Yeah.
is.
They do. It's good. It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we're very grateful for them.
We just did that in unison.
Did we?
Yeah.
It's because you have the same birthday.
I know.
we
Now
have-
I'm like, are we?
We're the same.
Are we?
Totally.
Related? Yeah, I
She's
think
gonna have
so.
purple hair tomorrow.
100%.
Yeah,
Do
just
it.
half.
Jackie.
Do it.
So can I tell you this really weird thing? And this could be this doesn't even have to be. But when I was a kid, you know, my parent, like I didn't have a nanny or anything. So I used to go to dinner all the time with my parents, like business dinners or whatever. And I would be very bored. And I would sit there
crazy.
and I would write books. And I wrote this book about this like female warrior. And she, like, of course, was in the galaxy killing aliens. But she had
Right.
half shaved head on one side and long hair on the other side. And I remember like,
I was just gonna ask if
but at the time, It wasn't. It was purple.
Thank you.
Isn't that crazy?
Thank you. And that's the end of the show.
But isn't that nuts?
That is-
like so weird. And I was
Yeah.
so little writing this story.
What a mind you had. What
I
a
know.
creative mind you had.
Yeah,
I was
don't know.
just
I watched
writing
a lot
books
of
at
television.
I know.
It was the 80s. It was
Okay.
like I was in front of the TV all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kids with their devices now. I was in front of.
Well, plus your family was busy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn the TV on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It was called the boob tube in our house.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you turned into like a boob, like a couch potato, I guess. I don't know.
It's not what I
Left
thought.
that open for
I did, and I love
the
it.
internet.
I'm like, what
just
kind of
threw that
TV
out
did you
there.
guys watch?
This explains a lot.
Well, there are certain channels. We had satellite.
You had everything you could possibly need on there.